Bonde Mataram, class 10. In the previous classes, we have discussed today about the tiger in the house, Timothy, how he was a fairly civilized tiger, why grandfather was forced to transfer to the zoo. Let us go to the third scene we have to discuss here. About 6 months later, when my grandparents were visiting relatives in Lucknow, grandfather took the opportunity of calling at the zoo to see how Timothy was getting on. About 6 months later, after the Timothy was transferred to the zoo, about 6 months later, when my grandparents, the writer's grandparents, were visiting relatives in Lucknow, grandfather took the opportunity. Grandfather took the chance. Opportunity means chance. Opportunity means chance. Grandfather took the opportunity of calling at the zoo to see. What was his opportunity? To see how Timothy was getting on. How Timothy was getting on. How Timothy was there. What was his condition? He got a chance to see the well or ill condition of Timothy. I was not there to accompany him. Accompany means, what do you mean by accompany? Accompany means go with. Accompany means go with. Go with someone or somebody. Go with. Accompany means go with. Go with someone or somebody. So, I was not there to accompany him. But I heard all about it. The writer heard all about it when he returned to Dehra. When he returned to Dehra, the writer heard about the conversation or that opportunity to meet the tiger at the zoo. Arriving at the zoo, after arriving at the zoo, grandfather made straight for the particular cage. Particular cage means the cage where Timothy was locked up, where Timothy was kept there. Okay, arriving at the zoo, grandfather straightly went to the tiger Timothy's cage, the cage where Timothy had been locked up. The tiger was there. Crouched in a corner. Crouch means bending our knees, bringing the upper body down. Okay, if ours have any bending our knees, bringing the upper body and our upper part and lower part very closely. If we connect closely, at that in the winter season, we sleep in that manner, crouching on the bed. Okay, bending the upper part and the lower part, close connection between the upper and lower part, that is crouch. So Timothy, the tiger, was there in a corner. He crouched, full grown, and with magnificent striped coat. Magnificent means beautiful. Magnificent means huge. Magnificent means here beautiful, but magnificent means huge, big. Here magnificent means beautiful striped coat, full grown, beautiful stripes. Stripes means the rolls. The striped means if we see the shirts, pants, we see straight lines, rolls. They are the stripes. Okay. Then grandfather asked, "Hello, Timothy." Climbing the mailing with ease. Climbing the mailing with Is means easy. Ease means easy. He climbed in an old manner. He put his arm through the bars of the cage. In the prison, there are the rods, iron rods. There are the bars. Out of the bars of the cage, easily he climbed on the grandfather. The tiger approached the bars and allowed grandfather. The tiger approached the bars. Approach means coming near. Approach means reach. R-E-S-H, reach. Okay, approach means coming near. Bar means the roads of the prison. The tiger approached the bars, allowed grandfather to put both the hands around his head. Grandfather put both the hand towards the head of the tiger. Grandfather stroked. Stroke means a gentle pressure. Move one's hand with gentle pressure. Move one's hand to one's cheek. Okay, grandfather stroked the tiger's forehead with affectionately. Okay, affectionately he stroked at the forehead and ticked his ear. Ticked means turn up. Ticked up means turn up. He ticked his ear, and when he growled, growled in anger. Okay, when he growled in anger, smacked him across the mouth. When Timothy growled, rumbled, smacked him. Who smacked him? The grandfather smacked him across the mouth, which was the old way of keeping him quiet. What was the old way of keeping Timothy quiet? Smacking across the mouth. Ticking her ear. Okay, ticking her ear, then striking the forehead, then smacking across the mouth. This is the old way of keeping him quiet. Then he licked grandfather's hands and only sprang away. Here, sprang away means move away. Okay, sprang away means sprang means move. He licked. Lick means moving the tongue. Tongue moving. T-O-N-G-U-E, tongue moving. M-O-V-I-N-G, tongue moving to any hand. He licked grandfather's hand. Okay, only sprang away when a leopard in the next case snared at him. In the next case there was a leopard. He snared at him. Snail means barked. A snail means barked. B-A-R-K-E-D. Barked. When a leopard in the next case snared at him. Grandfather shooed the leopard away. Grandfather shooed away the leopard. And the tiger returned to lick his hands. But every now and then, sometimes but not often, but every now and then the leopard would rush at the bars. In the next cage, who was disturbing? The leopard of the next cage was disturbing Timothy. Okay. The leopard would rush at the bars and the tiger would slink back to his corner. When the leopard from the other cage came to him, the Timothy went back to his corner. Okay. When the grandfather came there, there was an affectionate relation, bondings between Timothy and the, actually he was not Timothy, we have to discuss further, but true affection, lovings, behaving like his own Timothy, he behaved also as a Timothy or any good relation. So a number of people had gathered to watch the reunion when a keeper pushed his way through the crowd and asked her grandfather what he was doing. Okay. Who had gathered? A number of people had gathered, crowded there. Why? Why there was a crowd? To watch the reunion. Next reunion between the tiger and the grandfather. When a keeper pushed his way through the crowd. Who pushed his way? The keeper pushed his way through the crowd. To whom? To the grandfather. And the keeper asked the grandfather, what are you doing, man? What he was doing. Grandfather said, I am talking to Timothy. Grandfather said, I am talking to Timothy. Weren't you here? Weren't you here when I gave him to the Jew 6 months ago? Before 6 months ago, I have transferred my Timothy to this Jew. Weren't you here at that time? No, sir. Listen, I haven't been here very long. I haven't been here very long, said the surprised keeper. Why he surprised? Who surprised? The keeper surprised. To hear the grandfather's question. Please continue your conversation. Conversations means discussion. Okay, please continue your conversation. But I have never been able to touch him myself. I have never been able to touch him myself. He is always very bad-tempered. Who said? The keeper said the tiger was bad-tempered, anger, vexation. So bad-tempered was presented. Why don't you put him somewhere else? Suggested grandfather. Grandfather suggested, why don't you put him? Him refers to, grandfather thought that the tiger was his Timothy. But actually, it was not Timothy or the tiger, dangerous tiger. Okay, why don't you put him somewhere else? Suggested grandfather. That leopard keeps him frightening. The leopard keeps frightening him. Frightening means fear. Frightening means fearing. Okay, frightening means fearing. That leopard keeps frightening him. I will go and see the superintendent about it. I will go and see the superintendent about it. Grandfather went in search of the superintendent of the zoo. Grandfather wanted to keep his Timothy in the another cage for a safe place. So grandfather went in search of superintendent of the zoo. But found that he had gone home early. So after wandering about the zoo a little while, he returned to Timothy's cage to say goodbye. It was beginning to get dark. So grandfather went to the superintendent of the zoo, but the superintendent was not there. He had gone home early. He returned Timothy's cage then to say goodbye. Then it was beginning to get dark. Then he had been stroking and slapping Timothy for 5 minutes. He had been stroking and slapping Timothy for 5 minutes when he found another keeper observing him. Another keeper was seen. Why was another keeper of the cage was observing what was being done? What was grandfather doing? Grandfather was slapping and stroking Timothy affectionately. Okay, with some, he found another keeper observing him with some alarm. Alarm means here one type of threat. Okay. Grandfather recognized here identified. Grandfather recognized him as the keeper who had been there. That was the old keeper when at the time he was there when Timothy was being transferred to that zoo. Okay. You remember me? Grandfather said. To whom? To the keeper. Now why don't you transfer Timothy another cage? Away from the stupid leopard? Who said? Grandfather said to the keeper. I know. But sir, stammered means saying stoppably. Stammered the keeper. It is not your tiger. I know. Grandfather testily said. Testily means angrily. Grandfather angrily told, I know. I realized he is no longer mine. I know properly. As the Timothy was being transferred before 6 months, so he was no longer mine. But you might at least take a suggestion or two for me. You may take at least 2 to 3 suggestions from me. Grandfather did not know that it was not his tiger. I remember your tiger was very well, the keeper said. What did the keeper say? I remember the tiger was very well. He died 2 months ago. From pneumonia. Look. So here, died, the grandfather exclaimed. Yes, sir, of pneumonia. The tiger was trapped in the hills. That tiger. Okay. That tiger was caught. Trap means catch. Trapped means caught. The tiger was trapped in the hills only last month. And he is very dangerous. Grandfather could think of nothing to say. He could not believe that his tiger Timothy had died. The tiger was still licking his arm. Even though it was a dangerous tiger, he behaved like his own Timothy and still licking his arm, still moving his tongue towards his arm with increasing release. Release means here joy. Here release means joy. Delight. Okay, release means delight, pleasure. 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 With increasing release. Pleasurably, he was moving his arms towards his hands. Grandfather took what seemed to him an ace to withdraw his hand from the cage. Grandfather withdrew his hand from the cage, and with his face near the tigers, he mumbled. Slowly he spoke, "Good night, Timothy." He further addressed, even though it was not Timothy, he addressed as Timothy. "Good night, Timothy." And giving the keeper a scornful look. Scornful means angry. Why? Because as Timothy was died, when Timothy was died, it was the news was not informed to him, so he gave a scornful look and walked briskly out of the Jew. Briskly means quickly. Briskly means quickly, angrily. Okay, quickly, actively, whatever, actively walk in the Jew. So here we have notice that grandfather, a great lover of animals, is an. This is the title of the story, because the grandfather was a great lover of animals and he had kept with him monkey, mongrel, puppy. We have noticed it. He was treating animals with great affection and love. Even he treated a tiger, a ferocious animal, with love and affection in the zoo at Lucknow. So finally we can say here that love and affection can change anything in any manner. So this is all about the non-detail, the tiger in the house. Then you will be provided some different short questions, MCQs in the classes you have to do in your English notes. Bande Mataram.